Welcome to EmpowerHer. Our hope is this podcast will empower women to take control of their health by providing them medically accurate information that is needed when making a decision about their pregnancy. Remember to like and subscribe. So, Options Women's Care Center is your first step when faced with an unplanned pregnancy. We're here to help you confirm that, in fact, you are pregnant. And one of the ways we do this is with ultrasound. So, Darcy, why is it important to have an ultrasound before someone considers their options for an unplanned pregnancy?
Well, Stacy, an ultrasound can confirm whether you have a viable pregnancy. It also helps to confirm how far along you are in your pregnancy, which is called gestational age. And then lastly, and the most important thing, is to determine whether or not your pregnancy is located in the uterus.
Well, let's break each one of those down, but let's start with the one that you said is the most important, which is the location of the pregnancy. Why is that one the most important?
Well, no matter what you're considering, whether it's parenting, adoption, or abortion, you do need to rule out whether or not you have an ectopic pregnancy. That is a medical emergency. So if you have an ectopic pregnancy and you've not ruled that out and you're considering taking the abortion pill, that abortion pill is not going to do anything to that pregnancy because it is not located in the uterus. If it goes undetected and untreated and it ruptures, then it can be life-threatening to you.
So that is very important because it's the health of the woman. So that makes sense. All right. So the next one, viable pregnancy. What does that mean, and why is that important when considering your options for unplanned pregnancy?
Well, 1 in 3 pregnancies do not carry to term for whatever reason. You need to determine whether or not you have a viable pregnancy. If you're parenting and you do not have a viable pregnancy, then chances are you might need to be referred to a physician because of potential miscarrying. If you're considering abortion, you need to consider whether or not you have a viable pregnancy. If you do not have a viable pregnancy, then there's no need to pay for something that you don't need because it's not viable. Your body's going to naturally miscarry that pregnancy.
Yeah, why pay for something that your body's going to take care of? That makes sense. So gestational age is another thing that you're looking for, and why is that one important?
Well, 80% of miscarriages occur in the first trimester, so you need to determine how far along you are with your pregnancy. Looking for gestational growth, especially if you're parenting. They look to see from week to week, month to month, whether or not your pregnancy is progressing, doing measurements to determine that gestational growth. And then also, if you're looking to take the abortion pill, you need to know how far along you are because that is only FDA approved up to 10 weeks. Okay. Anything beyond that, you're going to need a surgical abortion. So you need to determine gestational age in your pregnancy.
So that will kind of help you decide between what procedure could be best for you.
It is. Yeah.
All right. So if I'm understanding you right, an ultrasound is very important before considering any of your options, just to know how far along you are. It will equip you with some of that important information and that decision-making process. So how much does an ultrasound cost at Options Women's Care Center?
Well, Stacy, our services, there is no cost to our clients whatsoever. We don't exchange insurances, take that information, so it's at no cost.
Oh, great. Well, that's awesome. Well, thank you, Darcy, for helping our listeners to get the information that they need to empower them to make those decisions with their reproductive health. And thank you all for tuning in, and we will see you next month.